All right, everybody, here we are, getting ready to kick off part 4. We're going to wrap this baby up. Hey, everyone, this is Everyman's 40K channel, and I am Everyman, your host. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start on part 4 by working the door section. So, just let me show you. I've already did a little bit of configuring on this door. So, as you can tell, I've got the correct angle. It was just basically bending some of this poster board. This is from the Indominus box. So you can kind of, go check out any kind of box that you've purchased from GW, and you can tell the thickness of the material I'm using just as a reference. So on the door, we went ahead and we took the Indominus box, we bent it, formed it, cut it and shaped it, and that's where it's going to go right there. So I've also decided that we're going to hinge this, and we're going to actually use a real hinge, not a fake one. I do want the door to open. Let's get going on this hatch. What we're going to do is we're going to do a strap hinge, or what I like to call a farmer's hinge. This is any kind of, if anybody's ever worked on a farm or in heavy construction, and you're maybe working on a fence or some type of gate, where you want something, two pieces to swing open, the quickest and easiest hinge is an old-fashioned strap hinge, and you just weld that baby together. So as you can see right down here on the table, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tube sections right here. It's just tube, standard tube. And what that's going to do is we're going to mount that to the door using the straps. 1, 2, and 3. Then I have 2 more pieces that are going to mount to the rear of the tank lower section, and those will go in between there, and then again strap those to the tank. And then you just take a pipe or a beam or solid piece of iron, and you just bam right through the center right there. Some people call it a piano hinge, right? So technically it is a piano hinge, where the idea is you use a piano wire and you shove a piano wire between those hinge points. So I just call it a strap hinge or a farmer's hinge. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this material. Again, as you can tell, this is just from a freezer pizza box. Encapsulate that and pinch it. So then I just use the back of this razor blade. All I'm doing is just putting pressure, smoothing that out. See right there? Now look, come in here. And we cut that bad boy right there. And that's your strap. Put that little hinge back in there, squeeze it. Now, what I do is I come in here with some thin, and I put a little bit of thin, and I want to lock that together. So here we go. Okay, there we go, 5 of them right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go glue 2 to the door, I believe, and maybe 3 to the frame. So let me just make sure that's how I want to do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 on the body and then 2 on the door. So I got to clean this back here a little bit. I got to flatten this out. So we're just going to take a nice sharp razor blade, clean the back of this up just a little bit, get rid of some of this detail that we don't need. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of glue and I'm just going to tack the door on just slightly, just so the door stays in place, so that I can go ahead and work with both hands to kind of glue these where they need to go. So we're just going to take a little bit, a tiny little bit of glue, and we're going to put it right here in the corner. Okay, so like that. So now that's kind of tacked where we want it. So we're just going to come in here with the first one and just glue it just like that right to the tank frame. Now we have the back completely assembled and finished. I did some work offline, not on camera, just to kind of speed this up a little bit. Let me show you what I did. Nothing major. So we'll come in here, and as you can see, we are completely finished. These 2 holes right here, which are supposed to be for the rear brake lights, one left and one right. Basically, we just put kind of little vent tubes in there. Went ahead, riveted all our bracketry. And then, as you can see, we kind of steel strapped or orc lined the door. And then just to break up the flatness of the door, just to give it, again, a little bit more artistic flair, we went ahead and just stuck a big kind of metal plate right there. Went ahead, riveted up, included a little window. And then I went ahead and I did tack it. So it is glued in each corner. Earlier we discussed about being able to open the door. If I want to, I can just kind of break that loose in each corner, but I did want it to be able to be shut and solid. I didn't want any gaps in there. So yeah, the back end is done. I scratched up underneath. Show you that real quick. If you guys can see, let the light catch it. Went ahead and scratched that up. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the top. And we're going to get this pretty close to almost being done. So I have this component here that came off the kit. This is simply just going to go right here. I think that's going to be a kind of a good look, kind of an exhaust or like a fan system. So we're going to drop that right there on that piece in the corner. Then I have a door or a hatch. Let me find it here. Here it is. And this, we're going to go ahead, and this is off of like a Rhino or the small door off of a Land Raider. So what we're going to do is this piece right here, which is where the storm bolter I think is supposed to go, that happens to fit nicely right in this little hinge bracket location that's already on the model. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to fit this up right there, and then we're going to cut that extra bit off. And then so we're going to use that as a hinge. We're going to slap that in there and then put that on. Then I have a Gretchen, which is a commander, yelling into a pipe. And this guy, we're going to fit up and we're going to put him in here. So all that we're going to do, let's get ahead, let's get started. So first thing we're going to do, real easy, we're going to just come in here and we're going to shave this little bit off out of this corner. Then we'll just take our emery board that we've created out of sandpaper and a paint stick, and we'll just emery board that down a little bit. Then we'll just glue that bad boy on. Just like that. So there we go there, little zap kicker. So now what we're going to do is we're going to build underneath here a landing zone, or like a little area for his feet to sit on so we can glue him down by his feet. And so what I did is I went ahead and just kind of built like a little standoff, I guess you would call it, that would go up under there. So we come in here and you see how that would kind of go up under there, and then that way his feet would sit on there. Just like that, and it's in. Okay, so now the idea is we just slide him in here and glue him down. There, perfect, he's in. Then we just glue right there at that point. And we'll use the pipe as the what he gets held down with. Just like that. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's other than fixing this, you know, just a little hole and a little bit of sanding, the actual top I think is done. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put a periscope right in here. So all I did was took a piece of tube, this material right here, cut a 45 and then re-glued it. Just repositioned it, glued it back together. Now I got a 90. Then the reason I keep these, you'll notice these are kind of sitting around the table in various spots, is I cut this one off already, but these tops to the super glue, they work great for lenses, right? That's for the green one. I have a yellow, this is for thick super glue. As you can see right here, I have one already cut. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to bond it right to the end. So again, just another little secret. And there we go. Now you have a round lens on the end of your periscope. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of take a little triangle shape. This is just, again, just paper or poster board. Where we take this and we just put this over like a shield. And we're just going to bond it, just glue it. Let me scratch the surface up a little bit. I want to get good surface so that bites. So it doesn't just pop off during play. Come in here, a little bit of super glue down the middle. So just like that. So just put a little hood over the top of the your lens there. Now all I'm doing is just a little bit of cleanup, just so it stays down, so it stays glued how I want it. Just like that. And a couple rivets on the top and it's done. And this will go right here. just like that. So the top, other than some wires that I'm going to stick in here into these two holes, and I'll show you that towards the end, the top is done. Okay, so I think it may be time for me to shoot some primer in here. I'm just going to go shoot this black real quick, both sides. That way I don't have to mess with it once the tracks are on. And then I'll come back. We're going to put the tracks on, and then we'll do the side skirts. Then the last part that goes on the front is we're going to take this bad boy and we're going to put it right somewhere right there like that. Okay, let me go prime the sides and I'll come back. Okay, we're back. All right, we got this thing primed. Ready for the rusting job. Go check out my video on how to do rust. Really easy, quick, down and dirty. We went ahead, finally mounted this barrel. I'd kind of been hiding this barrel from you guys for a while. I didn't want to show you what we did, but as you can see, we went ahead and put some Gretchen from a Mangler squig kit. As you guys know, if you've looked at the stat sheet, a Kannonwagon can take 3 big shooters. So we got a big shooter here, we got a big shooter here, and I'm just going to go with 2. I could have put another big shooter up here, but I didn't think, I don't think I'm going to do that because I do want that to be a hatch that can like raise and lower. So I just kind of want to leave that bare with that round look. We went ahead, and another thing we did while I was offline is finally we went ahead and we put some exposed wiring in there. So we got that exposed wiring running up, held down by 2 straps, and then we went ahead and plugged them going down into the cabin. So the last thing we have to do is go ahead and we're going to side skirt it, and I think this baby will be done. Oh, last thing too is we are going to put on this Goff head here, and we're going to put this Goff skull right there. But since this is already painted, I'm not going to go ahead and prime this. I'm just going to leave this alone until the vehicle gets painted, and then on the last day, or once it's been clear coated, I'm just going to drop that bad boy right there on the front. Lastly, coming back, as you can see, we put this, I think this was from an old Rhino. So we put that kind of little cow catcher or little thing right there in the front, underneath. But right now, I mean, she's playable. We can go ahead and throw her on the table just to test it out if we wanted. But we're going to finish these side skirts, so let's get these side skirts going. I went ahead and I pre-cut some tin roofing here. Basically, the side skirts are just going to be pizza box material. And we're going to go ahead and do some tin roofing. I have the standoffs or the straps pre-cut to about 1/8 of an inch, maybe slightly bigger. And what these will do is these will just lay right across the top of our standoffs here. And then that's what we're going to use to glue our poster board and our metal sheets to. So pretty easy. I mean, this part here is not a it's a no-brainer. So let's go ahead. We're going to take this first piece and we're going to put one on the front. I'm just going to measure here which one I want. All right, so there, easy. First one's on, went ahead, put the thin super glue on there, and now it's hard as plastic. So perfect. Little bit of glue under there. I'm just cleaning that up a little bit excess glue. There we go. So on to the next one. So all I did is took this, just cut that lower shape. It'll go right there onto the next section. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work this, and I'm going to finish it up, and then I'll show you, because all that is left is just putting these on and gluing these. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are done. This is it. A Forge World scratch built, kit bashed Kannonwagon. Or it could be a gun wagon with a hard case. It could be a battle wagon with a kill cannon and a hard case. This could be 3 different models if we choose, but we're going to go with Kannonwagon because that's why we built it. Because Kannonwagon, its gun, sure, you pay a little bit more for it, but it has a flat 3 damage, which is much, much better than the 2 damage. But here we are, another one in the can, done. As you can tell, just a little bit of artistic flair, a little bit of rivets, a little bit of custom plates, Orks hammering away, a little bit of rivets on the top here just to kind of finish it off. So nothing but priming and painting is left over, and to slap this here on, I'm going to put these on after paint, and they're going to go right here. I don't want to prime because I'm pretty sure that if I primed, this mesh is so fine that if I primed, it'll probably just fill that up. So we're going to apply those after we go ahead and get this painted, stick them on, then paint them. And then the last thing is our skull on the front, as we discussed. So if you like what I'm doing, everybody, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I got another big project coming up, and this project is going to be huge. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to crack that project open. So go ahead, hit that notification bell. Hit that like button because likes are good for the channel. Share this on all your social media pages. And until next time, like we always say on the channel, may all your dice rolls come up 6s unless you're looking for a 1, everybody. Peace out.